I had a conversation with a friend the other day. I had a conversation with Ken, and it was lovely talk, lovely guy. But he said something in that I have been reeling with for the last day or so, since Monday. So it was 2 days. I have been really giving this a lot of thought. Now, don't kill the messenger here, right? Don't hit the messenger. Leave the messenger alone, and be gentle with Ken. Let me finish what it is that I'm going to say, because the first part of it, given some of the things that we have spoken about today, the first part of it, it might rub some of you the wrong way. Ken said that, and this is Ken that said it, there's at least one good thing about Trump. That's what he said. There's one good thing about Trump, at least one good thing about Trump. And I said, oh yeah, what's that? He said, I know I'm on the right side of things. Now, I'm going to paraphrase the conversation. So, Ken, hopefully you're okay with that. The one good thing about Trump is that he's showing me that I'm on the right side of things. You know, he talked about Nazi Germany in the 30s. And you know that many historians understood how, we understand how Hitler came to power. And we understand how the Nazi Party came to power. And we understand how the Nazi Party gained so many followers, right? It was a ton of followers. It wasn't like 30%. It was the vast majority of the country was following this guy, including the churches. A historian who I watched recently in a documentary said, looking back from 2025, it's easy for us to say, I would never have fallen for that. I would never have fallen for what the Nazis were saying and for what the Nazis stood for. I would never have fallen for that. I never would have supported them. I never would have voted for them. I would have stood in opposition to them the entire time. And the historian says, don't kid yourself. You would have. You would have fallen for it. You would have supported them. Most of the country did. The idea that because I know better, everybody supported them. Very few stood in opposition, and even fewer stood in opposition very long. We see this throughout history, right? We see this phenomenon throughout history, because a dictator doesn't just step in and take power. An authoritarian doesn't just step in and say, I'm here and it's mine. A tyrant doesn't just walk in and go, I'm now the president or the prime minister or the king, the queen, the colonel, the general, whatever it may be. They're supported by others who give them the power to do the things that those people who supported them want them to do or think they want them to do. Always. It's always a large percentage of the population that puts someone in power, a significant portion of the population that puts someone in power. And yet, when those people fade away and disappear over time, it's the people who stand up and go, I didn't support them. I never supported them. I wouldn't have supported them. I would have been a voice that said no. But Ken said, the good thing about Trump and Trump's ways and the things that Trump is doing and the things that Trump is saying and the policy that Trump is trying to enact and his methodologies of how he's going about the business of the presidency. It shows me that I'm on the right side of history. And those who stand opposed to Trump today, I believe it. I believe that you're standing with justice, and I believe that you're standing with love, and I believe that you're standing with mercy. I believe that you're standing with inclusion and equality and equity. I believe that you're standing with Jesus. I believe you're standing where Jesus' teachings would demand us to stand. I believe that you're standing for freedom. It's a lovely thing. And I think we can. I think we can. You know what? Good job. I haven't fallen for it. I haven't fallen for the shtick. I haven't fallen for the blame game. I haven't fallen for the idea that somebody from another country is the one who's responsible for ruining my life over the last 50 years. I'm not following for the shtick that says some other country is responsible for my misery. I haven't fallen for the shtick that if I give billionaires an extra couple of bucks, they're finally going to start letting some of that trickle down to the rest of us. I haven't fallen for the idea that our federal workers are worthless bureaucrats, parasites to the country. I haven't fallen for the notion that people who think differently than I do are evil and vile and should be arrested and tried for treason. I haven't fallen for the idea that free speech is dangerous, and it must be eliminated through threats and through illegal detentions. But there's another side of this coin, and it takes us further, because this is today. Someone will stand up, and someone will stand against tyranny, and someone will stand against authoritarianism, and someone will stand up for freedom, and they will ask us to support them. They'll ask us to support them, and they may even ask us to support them even though their methodology is unpleasant and unloving. They may ask us to stand up and support them even though the way forward is distasteful and vile. They may ask us to stand up and support them to rid our country or our countries or the world of people like this or tyrants like that. But they have to employ tactics that are immoral or unethical. See, even then we have to say no. One evil does not cancel out another evil. Doing the wrong thing for the right reasons is still the wrong thing. Being immoral, being unethical, being violent, it's still wrong, no matter what the hoped outcome is. We have to be able to stand up against that form of tyranny and authoritarianism as well, because sometimes the tyrant will appear as an angel of light. Oh, I like this one. This one speaks my language. This one hates all the same people I hate. This one doesn't like that politician either. I mean, geez, isn't that how Trump got in? Just because it happens to be a Republican. Just because Trump happens to call himself a Republican doesn't mean that the next one won't call themselves a Democrat. Just because this one calls themselves a conservative doesn't mean the next one won't call themselves a progressive. We always have to be on the watch that we're not taken in by the tyrant and the authoritarian, by the dictator. We always have to be on the watch that we follow people for the right reasons, who will do the right thing, even if it takes longer. We have to stand on guard against the tyrant, even when the tyrant speaks our language and promises all the things that we have been longing to hear, and hates all the same people and all the same stuff, and just like we do. We have to be on guard for that tyrant who wants to give us all the stuff we have so patiently waited for right now. of a sudden I want to break into "O Canada, we stand on guard for thee" is one of the lines from our national anthem. And just through this talk, it now means something more to me than what it has. I've always heard it and sang it as though I'm standing against those dangers, those foreign dangers. Got to stand up and stand against those internal ones too, those domestic ones. Even when they are so attractive to me and the life that in the life that I want for Canada, for my country. Thank you so much, Ken, for that enlightened observation. Amen.